Hello! Today I'm going to show you two simple restorative exercises that are going to help the back and the shoulders. So for these exercises you need a bolster, 2 bricks and a cushion or 2 bolsters. So the first thing that we're going to do is our supported sphinx pose, and this one's really good for the lower and the mid back and also for the thoracic spine, and you're going to take your bolster across your mat. When we're lying down on the bolster, you want to have your hip bones on the bolster but the whole of your belly free. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lie down here and I'm going to wiggle myself forwards. Now my pubic bone is on that bolster. My hip bones are actually just above the front of the bolster and the whole of my belly is free of the bolster. The tops of my feet are down on the ground, my legs are straight back behind me. And I'm going to come down onto my forearms. My elbows are just a little ways in front of my shoulders and my fingers are spread nice and wide. And what I'm going to do here is just slowly allow my belly to start to release towards the floor. So it's like my belly button is sinking towards the floor and I'm creating some length in the low back here. Letting my head be nice and heavy, my neck be nice and heavy. My hips and the backs of my thighs are really open and the tops of my feet stay on the ground. And really the first part of the exercise is just about release and creating space in the vertebrae there. That unwinding of that lower back area. So just allow that unwinding to start to happen with a couple of breaths. Breathing into the belly and out of the belly. And then once that belly has started to drop down, you can draw your arms, stay in the same position, but energetically draw your arms back and draw your chest forwards as if your chest was reaching towards the front of the mat. Gaze forwards, shoulders back, and have a sense of lengthening and lifting your chest forwards at the same time as dropping the belly down. That's going to come into a slightly different place in the back. Keep the underside of the hands really active, the underside of the forearms really active, and just breathing here. If you have no stiffness in your neck, you can look forwards to the front of your mat. If your neck's a little bit stiff like mine is today, you can just stay gazing down around to your thumbs and you could kind of gently sway your head side to side. And you can stay here really as long as feels good for you. Could be 5 minutes, could be 10, could be 2. And if it starts to feel like you've reached a place where there's no more release happening, if you feel like you want to stretch your arms long and bring your forehead down onto the ground and let the whole body just stretch out there over the bolster, you can do that too. Just allowing for that release to happen. One last big breath here. And then gaze comes up, walk the hands slowly back and push out of the hands. Bring your forehead onto the bolster, arms forwards. And I'm kneeling here, so my knees are wide and my hips are either to my heels or towards my heels, and I'm just letting that rest happen in the back, whole of the spine, stretching through the whole of the back body there, and just allowing for that resting child's pose to be like a little counter pose. I always like to sway my hips a little side to side here and just take a nice deep breath into the belly, into the back body, into the spine, and then slowly rolling all the way back up, sitting tall. And again, you can just swing your arms there, nice and relaxed. So the next part is the restorative pose that's for opening your chest and your shoulders, and this one you can lie in while you're doing a relaxation. So I will send you, you can find also on my page a guided relaxation, and it's nice to have guided relaxation playing while you're doing this so that you can really relax your body. So how we're going to set this up is that we're going to have, if you had another bolster, you could put one bolster horizontally on the mat and lay the other bolster on top. If you don't, you're going to have your 2 blocks here. Make a little wedge with them. And then you're going to place your bolster on top. So you've got a lovely diagonal line here. If you find that it's too low, you can stack the bricks one on top of each other to make it higher, and you can always put another cushion underneath. I always suggest having a cushion for your head at the very top of the bolster too, so we have this diagonal line set up. We're going to put our bottom just in front of the front of the bolster there, and your knees can be bent or your legs can be straight, and you're laying yourself down along that bolster. And as you lie, you're tucking the cushion under the back of the head. And if you need two cushions, that's okay too. Make sure that it feels really comfortable. And then the backs of the hands are on the ground, shoulders are dropping into the space. You can let your feet fall out to the sides. Always making sure that your chin is lower than your forehead. And then just in this position, starting to let go. Bringing your breath down into the belly. Whole body just softening here. So it's really the case that you want the arm bones to be becoming very, very heavy, very soft into that space that you've created on either side of the bolster. Because your chest is on the bolster, the front pec muscles are starting to stretch down towards the armpits. Your back muscles are switching off, and the back of your neck is supported. So it's really good as an antidote to stress, but it's also really a great way to counteract that natural slumping that we do in our body as we sit during the day. Just allowing that deep release. I try to spend some time in this position every single day if I can. A really good one to do at the end of your working day. And you can also set this up on your bed as well, with the bolster up against the headboard and your body lying on your bed like this just before sleep, just to wind everything down and soften and loosen everything out. So we'll leave it there for today. I hope those were all very, very clear for you, and I hope you have fun practicing them.